Welcome into One-on-One on Sunlink Channel 112, live studio 318. I am Reed Spencer, joined by my co-host Logan Mosier. As always, a big weekend for Oklahoma State athletics, a lot going on in the NBA, and of course we'll have the bullpen in the third segment, and then wrap it up with a big wrestling, baseball, and softball segment. But we'll start with Oklahoma State men's basketball, which was, I guess, not the positive of Oklahoma State athletics this weekend. A bad loss in Manhattan to number 23 Kansas State, an 85-46 loss to the Cowboys. That is brutal.
Yes.
Down 42-18 at halftime.
Yeah, 18. You know, Lindy Waters fouls out with 2 points. He only played 19 minutes. Thomas Zagwa 2 for 11. His hot streak kind of ended. Cameron Griff 1 for 5. He's hurt, obviously. I think that's pretty apparent. Mike Boynton said it a couple of weeks ago, but it's very apparent now. 2 points for him. Your leading scorer is Jordan, 5 of 7, 3 rebounds. Reed. This was rough.
Yeah, you don't want to have two guys in double digits and those be 12 and 10 points. I do likely 10 points, as you mentioned, an A with 12 points. I mean, there's really not much you can say about this game. I mean, the score kind of says it all, 85-46. There wasn't a ton of minutes there for the starters because it was a blowout. And the walk-ons that they have accumulated over the course of this season have really, they got some playing time. I mean, but that's not Duncan Muth 14, Curtis Jones 29, and just 10 points between those two guys combined. You gave Simpson 3 minutes, Hadlock and Taylor, with a few minutes as well. So this just, when you shoot 16% from beyond the arc and then 31% from the field, and 66% at the line, you're not. And it doesn't help that K-State, shot 50%, not 50% from beyond the arc, and then 61% from the field. That's not a great day, I guess. But when you have the numbers that OSU did, K-State could have had a really bad day, probably still been able to win the basketball game.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it just kind of shows what kind of basketball team K-State is. They're a really good basketball team. I picked them to win the Big 12 earlier in the year. You still think Kansas is the team to beat, and I can't fault you for that. They've won it for, what is it?
At least this shared title 14 straight years.
Yeah, so, it's not a bad pick to go against them, but They lost to Texas Tech this weekend. Are you thinking about that pick at all?
Oh yeah, when they, especially to lose that way, you kind of have to look at it and say, yeah, that maybe it's not going to happen. I never really thought that KU was the best basketball team, but it was just kind of telling myself that for 14 years that this is not, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But tonight, if K-State can win tonight, and I guess we can shift towards that because quite honestly,
there's not a lot.
What are you going to say about Oklahoma State's game? K-State now is 2 games ahead of KU.
Right.
Texas Tech's 1 game behind. If KU beats Kansas State tonight, it's still a 1-game difference.
Right.
But Kansas State probably has the easier schedule. They have Baylor, TCU, and OU after KU.
Right.
KU really doesn't have the same luxury as they do because everyone has 4 games left. Like I said, they take on Kansas State at home tonight. They're in Stillwater on Saturday. They go to Norman, and they also have Baylor. So I guess it's really kind of similar, but they have to win, and they need K-State to lose twice. That's going to be very difficult. I think the best possibility for them is for Baylor to beat Kansas State, and they beat Iowa State. They're only 2 games behind as well, but I'm not so sure that Kansas can still do this thing. I think Texas Tech can, but they're going to need some help.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be really tough. I think K-State has the easier schedule down the stretch. Or did I say K-State has?
Yeah.
Because KU has to come here, and I know we're nothing close to what we were last year when we beat them in Gallagher-Iba, but they always seem to struggle in Gallagher-Iba. The crowd's always there. Hopefully it's the same on Saturday, and for whatever reason they struggle in Gallagher-Iba. So hopefully OSU can pull off an upset there and add another win to their total. But I think K-State has a much easier schedule going forward. At home for Baylor and at home for Oklahoma. The only road games are in Lawrence, which is obviously a tough game to win. And then they go to Fort Worth and take on TCU. I think they'll win that game pretty easily. But I think Kansas still has a chance to win a share of the Big 12. I feel like they could lose the regular season and go and win the tournament. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, well, tonight's going to be, I mean, we'll know when we do the next show on Wednesday. I mean, because if K-State wins this tonight, you know, they're easy. But you're looking at Kansas having to go to Lubbock and lose the way they did and then turn around 2 days later and play this big rivalry game. I don't think anyone has a problem getting up for this game because it is your in-state rival and there's that much on the line. But 4 games left, 2 games behind, and you look at what they have, what K-State has in front of them. Maybe if they had Texas Tech on the schedule, maybe. But I don't see that happening. K-State loses and Texas Tech wins, now we're tied. But Tech also has to finish the year at the Hilton Coliseum in Ames. So Iowa State, they're only 3 games behind, and they've struggled as of late, but they're still a dangerous team, especially in Hilton. And if they can, I mean, I don't think that Iowa State has any allegiance to K-State over Texas Tech, but if they can in the team that they're playing in their hopes of a conference title, that's going to be motivation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're going to throw a game so Texas Tech can win it instead of somebody else.
Right.
They're going to try and win that game. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Kansas and Texas Tech to win this. But anything can happen. The conference is crazy, and there's 4 games left.
Yep.
I think when you say 4 games left, the Cowboys are probably taking a deep breath, sigh of relief that this is going to be over soon. Kind of a nightmare season. But K-State's impressive. Texas Tech, huge win over KU on Saturday, 91-62 win, blowout win.
Dominant performance.
So, you know, basketball always changes because you get these games and maybe your feelings change a little bit. I mean, obviously, I'm not as high on Kansas as I was, rightfully so. But now you're looking at K-State still ranked 23, and when the ranking comes out today, I don't know if they have already, but they're going to move up.
It hasn't come out yet, I don't think.
And Kansas is going to fall. But what you know now, without these Final Four games, of anyone in this conference, I don't think anyone could go win a national title, to be honest with you. Final Four will be difficult. But maybe an Elite Eight or possibly Final Four, who's going to make the deepest run in this tournament from the Big 12 Conference?
I think Texas Tech can make another deep run. They have a majority of their team coming back from last season when they made that. Did they get to the Elite Eight or did they get to the
Sweet 16, I believe.
Okay. So I think they have a chance to go further, and I think K-State has a really good chance. I don't give Kansas much of a chance. This is the kind of Kansas team that would make a run, though, but I don't think they will. I would probably say K-State has the best just because of the way they've consistently played defense throughout the entire season. Texas Tech has kind of been up and down, so I'm gonna say K-State has the best chance to make a deep run.
I mean, they made the Elite Eight last year.
I was about to say, I think they can make the Elite Eight.
I think probably K-State or Texas Tech. I just don't think that Kansas has the depth
I don't either.
to do it in the tournament.
Yeah.
And you've seen them struggle in the tournament a lot of times with their best teams. So it might be a short trip into March, and, of course, they could surprise everyone. They're 20-6. It's not like this is the worst thing we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to fall, but they were ranked number 12 in the country. Duke loses to North Carolina. Obviously, we know about the Zion injury. They go beat Syracuse on the road without Zion, but Gonzaga still wins. Do you think that Gonzaga will replace Duke as the number 1 team in the country later today?
Yeah. I think so.
Well, Tennessee, the week before that, was number 1. They lose to Kentucky pretty bad on the road. They win against Vanderbilt, and then they lose on the last second against LSU.
Yeah.
Gonzaga, from 1 to 5, was kind of dramatic for me. Where do they take them now? From 5?
Are you talking about Tennessee?
Tennessee, yes.
I think Tennessee still hovers around that 5 spot. Michigan lost to Michigan State, so I don't think Michigan will jump them. I don't remember what Nevada's weekend was like. Let me look real quick. 2 wins and a loss, so maybe Nevada could jump them. Maybe they could fall to 6, but I don't see them being much lower than 6 or 7.
Well, Texas Tech, like you said, the rankings will come out later today.
North Carolina might jump them.
Yeah, North Carolina, obviously, they had a great weekend. But you're looking at the AP Top 25. Houston still only 1 loss. They continue to win.
Right.
Michigan State, as you said, beat their in-state rival Michigan. So there's going to be a definite shift. But Virginia, Kentucky, Gonzaga, Duke had that 1 loss, but how much the Zion loss do they factor into that ranking? We'll just have to see later today. Joe Lenardi's got, all these teams mapped out.
Right.
Who are your ones in your mind? Because I think you could almost go 1 through 4 in the AP ranking.
Yeah,
right
honestly.
now.
I think Duke, Gonzaga, Virginia, and
Kentucky's
played really well, but I still think I'd put Tennessee in as a 1 seed over them, even though I know Kentucky dominated Tennessee.
Well, the good news is we get possibly, really in theory, there could be 3 more of these matchups, but sitting at 1 and 2 in the conference are Tennessee and Kentucky. Tennessee gets to host Kentucky on Saturday, so that'll be a big game. And then they could play in the SEC tournament, and there's a possibility they could meet in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So we could get this matchup several more times. Probably not likely.
I would be in favor of that. I mean, it's a good matchup.
It was really a blowout win there for Kentucky on the first one, 86-69 win. But as the tournament approaches, everyone's going to get more fired up about this stuff, talk about it more. But the Cowgirls do put an end to the losing streak in Gallagher on Saturday.
Good news.
A 72-52 win over KU. Vivian Gray, 26 points, Braxton Miller, 16, and they had 18 points off the bench.
That is so important. We talk about it all the time. We felt like their offense had kind of stagnated, and like you said, 18 points off the bench, and I'm trying to find how many team assists they had, but I feel like they kind of figured it out a little bit. Yeah, 19 team assists compared to Kansas's 5. So I think the way they played in this game, they moved the ball around, got everyone kind of involved. Vivian Gray and Braxton Miller are the only two girls that took double-digit shots, and I think that's important. I think you have to be able to spread the ball around, get everyone involved, get everyone at least a couple of shots, just to make them feel like they're involved in the game. And I think they did that this weekend, and it was a great win to end the streak.
Yeah, they improved to 14-12, still 7th in the Big 12 at 5-10 in the conference. But we just wanted them. We talked about it with the Cowboys and the Cowgirls that we knew that an NCAA tournament was a possibility. I think the NIT is still a real possibility for the Cowgirls. I think the Cowboys are out on all postseason play. I think it's safe to say. But they do get the 20-point win, puts them back in the win column for the first time, and it felt like forever. But they have to rebound really quickly and go play a young OU team, but it is Bedlam. OU got out to a really big lead when they played in Gallagher a couple of weeks ago. That was a big win for OSU at the time, an 84-74 win. They got down big, they got up big. They got down in the fourth quarter and then found a way to end up winning by 10. Vivian Gray had 33 in that. Jaden Hobbs had 17. I think all their wins, really, we've seen a couple big scores and good points off the bench. I think that is the recipe to beat OU. You don't let them get up on you again like they did the first time, because you know that you're good enough. But it's down in Norman. It's still Bedlam. You still have to play your best game. But I would imagine maybe coming off with a little confidence over this KU win that they could probably take care of business and even start a win streak here to finish the season. So I think the Cowgirls probably are in good hands going down to Norman tonight.
I think so. They shot the 3-ball really well against Kansas. If they can continue that, and like you said, get points off the bench, I think they can win. Like you said, it's a young OU team, but this is a pretty young Oklahoma State team too, and I think that's kind of been their Achilles heel is their youth and their lack of veteran leadership. So hopefully, like you said, they can ride the momentum from this win and start building a streak, a different kind of streak than the one they were just on.
Yeah, it has been, we can't say enough, it's just been a really tough year in Gallagher as a whole. So if they can finish this off, maybe have some success in the NIT, there's no better way, really, that you can ask to finish the season with the way things have gone. So we're going to take a quick break, come back and talk about everything going on in the NBA. You're watching One-on-One. We'll be right back after this.
One-on-One is brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Visit facebook.com/TinkerFCU. While you're there for your family, we're there for you. Tinker Federal Credit Union. And OSU Communications. Not sure where to park? OSU Communications has got you covered with parking tips and bus schedule information. We'll be right back.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
Cash prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
Welcome back into One-on-One, live from Studio 318. You're looking there, Logan, at
Let's focus.
the Anthony Davis-less Pelicans that really beat the Lakers pretty handily, I would think. LeBron goes on, I wouldn't say a tirade, but questioning the team's sense of urgency.
Yeah.
All the Lakers combined, and there's Rondo on that team. There's a lot of young guys. Really, LeBron's the only one with experience outside of Rondo, but I don't know that Rondo starts half the time.
Yeah.
Everyone else on that roster, 289 combined playoff games as the whole team. You know how many games LeBron James, playoff games he's played in?
Probably close to 1,000.
289.
Yeah.
But he alone has played as much as the rest of the roster combined. I think it's fair for him to question this. But as I do, and you can't question his leadership because, quite honestly, he's willed a lot of crappy teams to big, big moments. This is a different story because it's in the Western Conference. The NBA is a little bit different now.
Yeah.
I get questioning. I don't get it to the media. I get it in the locker room. What is he trying to accomplish? Just deal. If they're too young, just message them on Twitter. I don't.
That's the best way to reach him.
I don't get why he does this half the time.
Well, I mean, him and Kyrie come from the same school of leadership. It's you lead through talking about them to the media, Reed. No, it's ridiculous. But LeBron's always done this. This is like, this is going to happen when you play with LeBron. You're going to get some shade thrown at you in the media, some on Twitter. It's a mix. Like, you remember what he did to Kevin Love? He, basically wanted to trade Kevin Love 2 weeks after he got there. He said, what was the famous quote? It was like, fit in, or try to fit in, not try to fit out, or something like that. I mean, it really shows who's mentally tough if you can play with LeBron, if you can deal with this kind of stuff. And I don't know if these guys can. And then that's no knock against them. That's really hard to do when you're 21, 22, when the best player on your team's out there dogging you to the media. And it's really hypocritical. If you think, we said, is basketball your number one focus? Is this if this isn't your number one thing, what are you doing? Well, LeBron James has 3 different TV shows. He's making Space Jam 2. He's in Hollywood to do his own thing. He's got Clutch Sports that he doesn't run or anything like that. He has the Blaze Pizza stuff. I mean, this guy is everywhere, including basketball. He's all over the place.
I was about to say, does Kyle Kuzma go to the barbershop? Does anyone else have the barbershop? No. I mean, you make a great point. I think you could argue he didn't come there for basketball in the grand scope things. He came there to ride off into the Hollywood sunset because he wants to be a producer. He wants to be a part of Hollywood. You make a fantastic point there. It just seems different now because they're 29 and 30. I don't know the last time LeBron was this bad, this late in the season.
Probably his rookie year.
Yeah, he missed the playoffs his first 2 years. He's made 13 straight. After that, 8 straight finals. I don't think it's going to be 9 straight.
I don't either.
There's still a possibility.
It's a good bet.
They're 2.5 games back of the 9 spot, which still wouldn't be good enough. But the Kings are starting to play really good basketball.
They are.
we talked about this on Friday where the Clippers could probably fall. You just don't know. But LeBron James said, I expect it to be tough, but I didn't expect it to be this tough this late into the season. Do you think he regrets now? Because he was always signing those one-year deals. He signs a 3-year deal in L.A. Is there a moment now where LeBron's kind of...
No, I think he knew that it wasn't. Maybe he thought they'd make the playoffs, but I don't think he thought they were going on some kind of playoff run. But if they don't get an Anthony Davis in the offseason, they can't steal Kyrie, Clay, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, one of these other guys, then maybe he's thinking, man, maybe I should go somewhere else. I don't know what he was expecting for this year, though, because, I mean, he seems like the kind of guy that watches a lot of basketball in his spare time. You think maybe he caught a couple Lakers games. Maybe, he saw their record from last year.
LeBron goes to bed really early.
He does.
And the Lakers are on the West Coast.
That's
so
true.
He was in Cleveland. He went to bed too early to watch the Lakers. I mean, I'm
35 and 47 last year.
I mean,
I don't know what.
They haven't made the playoffs in 6 straight years.
Right.
Their defense is atrocious. Really, where we're talking about the rest of the team, was talking about how, man, LeBron helped us lock down on defense in that comeback win. If LeBron's helping you lock down your defense is really, really bad.
Yeah.
He didn't play defense last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of like you. You heard the people, if wherever LeBron goes, there's a playoff team immediately. Like, he'll take anyone to the playoffs. That theory was disproved really quick.
Yeah.
Really quick, because they're 29 and 30 with 23 games left.
It's going to be rough. Like you said, the Kings have been playing super well. And and who's in that 8th spot? I think the Clippers are in that 8th spot right now.
The Clippers and Spurs are tied for the 8th spot. So.
And honestly, I see I see it being a race between Sacramento and San Antonio at the end of the day for that 8th spot. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the offseason if this Lakers team doesn't make the playoffs. I mean, who is LeBron going to demand to be traded? I mean,
well, the good news is for the Lakers is there's no teams really behind them. I mean, the Timberwolves are only 1 game back of them, which is kind of insane. But I don't think you really have to worry about the Timberwolves doing anything remarkable. They're not going to make a late season push. The Pelicans, although they just beat the Lakers, are basically
they're done.
They've given up on Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely over.
Yeah.
Dallas fans will make you think, you talk to them for 5 minutes and you think the Mavs are the greatest thing in the NBA based on how their reaction to Luka Doncic. They're still 26 and 33. They're not that good. They're not going to do anything. Memphis bad. Phoenix 11 and 50.
Do you remember when Memphis was like the 3 seed?
Good times.
That was a long time ago.
Hey, remember when the Clippers were the 1 seed for like the first 2 weeks?
But the Kings, the Grizzlies, and the Clippers were at the top of the West at one point.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. The 6th seed is 31 and 30 in the Eastern Conference. The 6th seed is 33 and 26. So a little bit of discrepancy, not much, but the bottom half of the Eastern Conference is really bad. It's going to be tough, but I think I'm with you. It's going to be.
The 7 and 8 seed in the East are both under 500.
Yeah.
28 and 30 are the Detroit Pistons at 7, and then the Charlotte Hornets are at 28 and 31, and they're in the playoffs, Reed.
Yeah, I mean, the Western Conference is very, very, very difficult compared to the East, especially when you talk about those 7 and 8 spots. So we'll obviously be paying attention to what LeBron and the Lakers do, but it might be 7 straight years for the Lakers of not making the playoffs, which is really incredible when you look at the history of that franchise. So we're talking about it Friday, the James Harden comments, and talk about, is he going to be fined? We both agreed he was going to be fined. He was fined $25,000 by the NBA. Agree or disagree with the fine?
I agree with it, I guess. He did go after the ref, and that's obviously against the rules. So you got to fine him. You can't pick and choose who you want to fine for criticizing the refs, no matter whether they're right or not, which I 100% think he was right to criticize Scott Foster. It was expected, like you said. We both expected it, and I'm sure this won't deter him from saying anything about Scott Foster in the future if something like that, what happened the other night, happens again.
Well, anytime the player says during their comments, "I'm probably going to get fined for this," they know it, and I don't think they have a problem with it. James Harden didn't play though. by the way, against the Warriors.
Right, and they won. Does that hurt his MVP conversation if you go into Golden State and win without you?
The fact that it was their third win over Golden State hasn't beat Houston this year. Maybe if you look that deep into it, but it's certainly not a good look when you're dropping 30 points a game and then you go into Golden State, the best team, maybe the greatest run of all time, and you go in there. Obviously, they don't care if the Rockets beat them. They know that when we get in the playoffs, they'll smack the Rockets around. But yes, it does hurt a little bit because where were those 30 points? They were
spread out.
Distributed.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't have to. He said last week that he had to, based on the situation. He had to go play like that. He had to go score 30 points. He's out. They go beat the best team in the league. So he's going to be out, I believe. I don't know who they play in their next game, whether it's tonight or not, but he's questionable tonight. He's got a cervical sprain in his neck, and he's got flu-like symptoms.
It is tonight. They play the Hawks.
Okay, well, that's
so he's probably not going to play.
That doesn't work for MVP because I think anybody could suit up and probably beat the Hawks. Yeah, but it's going to be really difficult going down the stretch because I don't think it's too serious. I don't think he's going to miss too many games. But if he misses 3 or 4 and they go 4-0, you have to wonder. And I think that you add the other MVP side of it, Paul George.
Yeah.
You look what he's been able to do, especially Friday night, and the way he performed. He had 45, Russ had 43, and he has the shot to win the game. Now, they followed up with a loss to the Kings. Buddy Hield comes to not too far from his stomping grounds up in Norman and drops 34 points on the Thunder in a 119-116 loss. And the Thunder had a chance at the end of that game.
They did.
They were playing in a back-to-back where they basically played 5 quarters. They played 2 overtimes.
And it was an emotional two overtime and just a game in general, against the Jazz, who obviously eliminated them from the playoffs last year. But I mean, you got to give credit to the Kings here. We talked about how well they've been playing. They know they're hunting for a playoff spot. They knew that the Thunder were coming off a back-to-back, off a tough game, and they took it seriously. And they, for the most part, it looked like they were in control the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of with me on that back-to-back, the way the Thunder played. Even Russ played an overtime. He fouled out, but he played extra minutes. Paul George played all the extra minutes.
Right.
I mean, the Kings are good, but Logan, if you get into as great as Buddy Hield was, if you get into a playoff series, I don't think the Kings, maybe in a couple of years, but I don't think they're there to contend with the Thunder yet in a 7-game series.
No, not at all. But like you said, maybe in a couple of years. But they're just a nice young team. Marvin Bagley has kind of been under the radar. He's had a really good season for a rookie. And he comes off the bench, which surprises me. He comes off the bench every night. But I believe he had a double-double, 19 and 10 against the Thunder. He has played really well, and De'Aaron Fox has played really well. And whenever these OU guys come back to Oklahoma City, it's like the worst because they always say something like, "I just felt at home," and they have like a great game or something like that, and that just really upsets me.
It just doesn't work well for anyone around here. But yeah, I mean, Westbrook, incredible, but Buddy Hield does drop the 34.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Thunder game on Friday night?
I did not get to see the whole thing.
Well, I was just going to ask you, Westbrook gets called for a charge.
Oh, yeah.
He, after the game, kind of said, it is what it is. They make the call, it's over. I was impressed with that statement because James Harden fouls out the same way.
Yeah, and he has something to say about it. Gets fined.
He fouls out. Paul George takes over. I think it's safe to say, obviously, he's got to finish out the rest of the season. Paul George is the MVP of the entire NBA.
I think I agree with you, especially the way he's played this second half of the season. And he's become the best player for OKC this season. So I agree. I would give him the MVP. I agree.
We will. Just over 20 games left before we get into the playoffs here, so it's winding down in the NBA, but we'll be talking about it until the playoffs. So we're going to take a quick break, come back, make a call to the bullpen. Jason and Barrett will be up next. See you then.
One-on-One is brought to you by Oklahoma Christian University. Get your master's degree in accounting, business administration, theology, engineering, computer science, or cybersecurity from Oklahoma Christian University. Apply at oc.edu/grad. Oklahoma University is committed to offering the best graduate school experience we possibly can. Come learn and grow with us. And The Table. Stop by The Table on Thursdays at 8 p.m. to join their Bible study. Shoot Rachel an email at rachel@thetableosu.com for more information. We'll be right back.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
All right, welcome back to the bullpen. We're warming up here on One, where the takes are hot and the pitches are hotter. I'm Jason Colicchio, joined by my friend here, Barrett Guess. How you doing today, Barrett?
Good, good.
That's good, because we got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah.
Machado signed. He signed that dotted line. Harper is still not signed. What is your thoughts on this?
Yeah, everything was leaning right towards the Phillies, and then obviously just recently, today actually, the Dodgers are moving in, and
Dodgers are moving in.
They got what I believe you said, 4-year, $160 million contract.
$40 million a year it would be. That is an egregious.
That is
saying the word right. Amount of money. It's a lot.
That is a lot of money. I mean, is he worth it? I guess. I mean, thing is, are you gonna get him for less? Probably not.
Well, Harper really wants that long term.
He does, and I understand he does. But that's the thing. When I read like short term deal, I wasn't expecting 4. I was expecting something more like 2. But I mean, if you're getting paid $40 million a year, that's hard to say no to.
Yeah, that's definitely it's not easy.
So I don't know. I mean, it's with the Dodgers. That was obviously, that's not something that I really expected. It was never really something I was thinking. I mean, obviously there was a lot more with other teams like the Phillies. Obviously there's that whole thing with the Yankees, but then they kind of dropped out of there. But so I think it's interesting. If you were to go to the Dodgers, that's not something I was expecting, really. I know there were some rumors early on, but that was a little surprising to me. But they're going after him. So
yeah, the Dodgers come in a little late on this this Bryce Harper parade. But what is Machado? We have $300 million. Do you see Harper getting more if he signs a long term?
If he does do long term, I think he does. I think he gets more. I think. I don't know if he gets 400. 400. I think more like that would be unreal. Although then again, his agent is just Boris.
This is where I like where you're thinking right now, because this is where it comes into the Scott Boras effect. I've been doing a little research. I'm gonna throw some names at you here.
Okay.
There are gonna be some good names. There's gonna be some bad names. We're gonna start off with Todd Von Poppel. You ever hear of Todd Von Poppel?
No.
No. Yeah, I'm glad you haven't, because he has a 40-52 career record with a 5.58 ERA.
Okay.
But he got money, that's for sure, thanks to Scott Boras. $1.2 million guaranteed contract with a $500,000 signing bonus. That's in 1990. Back then, that was a record.
Wow.
He was only number 14 out of high school. So he wasn't like a top prospect. He wasn't number 1, number 2, number 3. He was just, middle of the pack kind of guy. Now we move on to a good name. We got Barry Zito.
Yeah, he was a good player. he probably deserved. I don't know how much he got, but I'm sure he deserved.
2006, he got a 7-year, $126 million deal with the Giants. That is the largest contract ever given to a pitcher in baseball history in 2006. Now that's definitely,
That's definitely, yeah.
Now it's little child's play.
I could see it at the time. That's still a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot in
2013,
2006.
Shin-Soo Choo.
That was a bad contract.
That is a he's the first player in MLB history to ever sign a contract worth more than $100 million and never have an All-Star appearance. So that's kind of just given.
He was always a player that was like he was good.
He had his
he wasn't an All-Star. It was like here's All-Star. He was like right here.
He was close. He never made it though.
He was consistent though.
Now he's kind of on the DL a lot.
Yeah, his career's gone
a little
down.
And then let's end it off with Max Scherzer, your boy.
Yeah, I think.
I'm sure you're happy about him.
That worked out.
Yeah,
it did work. I mean, he's incredible. So he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
2015, he was getting $144 million offer from the Tigers, and he said no.
Yeah, and
that's a lot of money to say no to.
Yeah, I guess he just wanted out. I mean, the Tigers, they have flipped the script.
They've gone down.
They made the World Series in 2012.
2012.
And now
they lost it.
They
made it.
Miguel Cabrera's, he's on the decline. They don't really have a ton of young guys. I mean, they obviously, is it Fulmer, I believe?
Michael Fulmer.
He's the real deal, I think.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. But
I don't know.
This is where I think the Boris effect will take place.
Mm-hmm.
I made the prediction that Harper was going to sign at the end of the week last week with the Phillies. They had serious talks. They had a big meeting in Las Vegas. The Dodgers now had a meeting in Las Vegas with Harper just yesterday. I think Boris has it in him. He's been doing this since before we were born. I think Boris has it in him to get more than $300 million from the Phillies.
I think so too. I think we'll see something more around 350.
I'm thinking 350.
I don't think 400. Because at some point you have to realize, like, am I worth 400 million? Like,
Scott Boras sure thinks so. Scott Boras thinks you're worth the moon.
He would get like, he'd try to go for like 200 million for like Brandon Belt.
He has a lot of players on his payroll that have gotten serious cash that I don't think most of them are worth it.
Yeah.
But he's done his job, you know. That's his job to get the money. He's gotten the money.
And he's good at it.
Yeah, he's very good at it.
He's, I don't know. It's incredible.
Quick prediction. Where do you think he signs? Just quick.
Philly.
I still think he signs with Philly. I think he'll get $350 million. I think he'll get that. If he gets $400 million, I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, eat my socks on like live television or something.
How many years do you think he gets?
How many years? I think he's trying to beat Giancarlo Stanton's years.
You think?
I don't know why he would want to, but I'm thinking a lot of years and a lot of cash.
Yeah.
So moving away from Harper and Machado, we're going to the prospects. Taking a look at the young guys getting ready for their spring training this year. Number one prospect, according to MLB Pipeline, Vladimir Guerrero had his first spring training start yesterday.
Yeah, he had a run. He had an RBI.
1 for 3.
1 for 3. I mean, honestly, he's legit. He showed some of it last year. He's going to be a really good player for a long time. I think definitely someone that Toronto's going to build around if they hold on to him for
they'll hold on to him
as long as they should.
Yeah.
There's no way they'll get rid of him. So he's legit. I think he will be a good player for a lot of years.
I see Guerrero, you know, he's kind of either he's going to knock it out of the park kind of guy or he's going to knock it around the field kind of guy, you know. He's either one of those days, and he definitely had the knock it around the field kind of day yesterday.
Yeah.
Especially with that slide.
Oh,
he ate dirt on that slide at home, but
dirt,
he got the run.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is he's not just a power guy. Like he's pretty fast.
Yeah, he's got some quickness.
He's just very talented. He's all around just really, really good baseball player. So there's a reason he's number one. The number one prospect.
So we move to the pitching side, and Justice Sheffield.
Yeah, you pointed out to me he had a pretty good
2 innings
pitched
start with 4 strikeouts and no runs.
Yeah, I mean he had a walk, I believe, in there.
A walk,
but I mean, obviously that'll happen. It's spring training, young guy.
He's getting used to the new system.
So I mean, he should be. I think he should be pretty good too. I want to see a little more from him. I don't know a ton about him but I think he'll be an exciting guy to watch develop.
Sheffield was traded to the Mariners from my Yankees. I knew a little bit about him. I miss him. Don't get me wrong. He was I think he's 41 now on prospect list, but he's definitely a good acquire for them. But we got James Paxton, so that's all right. I'm not complaining that much, but I'll complain a little bit. And before we move on to Is He Worth It, my favorite segment, the Craig Kimbrell report.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about him. There was the talk about, if he doesn't get the money he wants, he's going to sit out. His agent came out and said that that's not true, but I mean, the report had to come from somewhere.
He's still asking for the same amount.
He's still asking for the same amount.
No one has given him any kind of
it's either
offer.
If someone doesn't offer him that money, do you think he would actually sit out?
I think he would actually sit out.
That
or he would go maybe overseas for a year or two.
Yeah.
But he's not going to get that money.
I don't think he's going to get that money either. I don't know. I think he'll sign for less than he wants. I think he'll sign somewhere.
Talking about money, let's move on to the Is He Worth It segment, my favorite segment. So
perfect.
We research a player, and we talk about him pretty much and ask if he's worth it based on his contract. So why don't you hit me with your player?
Well, there are a lot of interesting contracts in the MLB. So I've got 34-year-old. So he's kind of towards he's getting up there.
All right.
Two-time All-Star. He's been in the league for 13 years, 13 years, 13 seasons. So right now he's on a 6-year, $100 million contract. He only has 2 years left, and he's getting $18 million a year for the next 2 seasons. His last All-Star appearance was 2017. Career stats: .279 batting average, 988 RBIs, 264 home runs. Last year he played 85 games due to injury. 264 batting average, 13 home runs, 51 RBIs, 1.3 WAR, 824 OPS.
How old did you say he was?
He's 34, so he's still got 2 years left, $18 million a year.
Is that Chris Davis?
No, it's not.
Oh, damn.
I'm
gonna get one of them.
Eventually. It's Ryan Zimmerman.
Oh,
actually, from the Nationals.
Your team.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think
he's worth it.
I think he's worth it too. I would say, not only because he's a pretty good baseball player.
Yeah.
He's been the face of the franchise for a long time. So he was the first ever, I believe, first ever drafted player from the Nationals.
Face of the franchise for a long time. You shots at Harper.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we don't talk about that.
All right. Well, my player, 5-year extension in 2017 for $140 million.
Oh, wow.
He played 117 games last year, 19 home runs, 64 RBIs with a .245 batting average, a .289 on-base percentage, and has gone down swinging 65 times. Who do you think that is? He's 38.
38?
He has 3 years left on his extension.
38. Is Cano that old?
That is not Cano, if that's your guess.
Nelson Cruz?
It is not Nelson. It is Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols, that makes sense. I didn't think Cano or Cruz were that old.
Not that old.
They're not that old.
Is he worth it?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Well, thank you for we're getting the signal from the skipper out on the mound. Thanks for watching on One on One. Reed and Logan will be back after this short break.
One is brought to you by Oklahoma Air National Guard. Contact Oklahoma Air National Guard at 800-GO-TO-ANG or visit their website at goang.com/OK for more information about how to get 100% college tuition. And Unitarian Universalist Church. If you're looking for a church home, visit Unitarian Universalist Church of Stillwater, located at 320 South Stallard Street. They offer an alternative spiritual path and welcome all races, religions, and beliefs. They are also LGBTQ friendly. Services every Sunday at 10:30. We'll be right back.
Stillwater Medical Center now offers a convenient way to view your health information online. It's secure, easy, and free. Our hospital and clinic patient portals allow you to view results and reports, medications and allergies, track visit histories, view upcoming appointment information, and see your statements. To enroll, go to stillwatermedical.com and click on the patient portal link near the top right of the page. If you have questions, please feel free to call 405-533-6010.
Welcome into One-on-One on Suddenlink Channel 112, Live Studio 318. You're seeing there Nick Piccinini pinning defending national champion Spencer Lee at 125 to get yesterday's duel underway. Oklahoma State does Oklahoma State wrestling things and defeats the number 3 team in the country. Obviously, the Cowboys are number 2. A huge win yesterday to finish the season for their 46th undefeated season in the history, the first since 2005. Huge win. As you see their 27-12 win for the Cowboys. What did you make of the performance from the wrestling team yesterday?
It was awesome. Being in that was the best Gallagher Iva's been since it might have even been better than the Kansas game last year. The energy in there, it was awesome, and I thought everyone did really well. We talked about the important. We thought Nick Piccinini had to win, Dayton Fix had to win, and I can't remember who else we said had to win, but I think they all won. All the guys we said that needed to win their matches ended up winning their matches, and it was awesome. It was a great day. I'm sad you couldn't be there. You were not feeling 100%, but man, it was awesome.
Well, you know, it is. I was there. I've been for Bedlam Wrestling.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's never been that full, but that was an incredible environment. Did you feel like Iowa was almost a little stunned by the atmosphere?
I think so. I could see that because there were some points where they just didn't seem like they were trying to be aggressive at all. In like the middleweights, not really. I thought Spencer Lee did a good job.
Chandler Rogers
I love
having
it.
some fun.
I love it. And obviously Austin DeSanto didn't seem to be too bothered by the crowd. But thankfully he got taken care of pretty well by Dayton Fix. But I thought they were a little stunned by the crowd. I don't know if they've ever had a crowd quite like that at an away duel. So I could see them being a little bit shaken up by the crowd.
Well, as we kind of start off, Nick Piccinini at 125 stuns kind of the world and pins Spencer Lee.
And that's nothing so fast.
Yeah, that's nothing against Nick Piccinini, by the way. It's just Spencer Lee beat him twice last year, defending national champion. There's some people that thought Nick could win, but maybe not pin him like that.
Yeah.
But that gets off to a great start. Dayton Fix, the enemy of everyone, it seems, Austin DeSanto at 133. Dayton Fix, it's only 2-0, but in the third period really kind of dominates DeSanto to get the win.
Yes.
Cade Brock beats number 16 Max Murin 8-6. So they start off 12-0. Then it starts going.
Yeah, it goes the other way.
They lose. The Cowboys lose at 149, 157, and 165 for it to be tied at 12. So 6 matches in, it's tied at 12. 4 left, the 4 seniors. Chandler Rogers at 165, Jacoby Smith 184. Chandler Rogers, by the way, moved up the weight, 174. Jacoby Smith at 184, Preston Weigel 197, and your heavyweight Derek White all get wins to secure a 27-12 win. This kind of happened at Missouri. It was a little different, obviously, because Cowboys were down and on the road, but their 4 seniors had to wrestle them back in to get the win. That's what I think. Obviously, nothing against the rest of the teams in the Big 12. The Cowboys are going to go to Tulsa and dominate the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah.
That's fact of the matter. Okay? That's going to happen. But when you start looking at Pittsburgh down the road, this team Iowa from the Big Ten, there's another team that we always talk about, Penn State.
Yeah.
And this was kind of why they scheduled this duel this late in the season, was to gauge where they were at going into postseason play. Iowa and Penn State haven't wrestled this year.
Right.
So you can't really go off of that. But 13,811 people watched the Cowboys dominate yesterday. Did this change your mind at all, as maybe you feel a little different going into nationals? Because Penn State, they're so good.
And like you said, if Penn State and Iowa had wrestled, I would have some kind of opinion. But I can't gauge how Penn State did against Iowa to this. I think Oklahoma State has a great shot. I think they're rightfully number 2 in the country. But Penn State is going to be really tough to beat. I think we have a great chance of having a couple of individual national titles, but I don't know what the chances of a team national title, because Penn State has just been they've been so dominant these past couple of years. I think they're going to be really tough to beat. I think OSU has a good chance, though. I think if they wrestle similar to what they did on Sunday, they have a shot at a team title. And I certainly hope they can do that and pull that off.
Well, Penn State beat Buffalo yesterday 47-3. I don't think Buffalo is, obviously, but you look at what they've been able to do in the Big Ten. They beat Illinois 39-9, Michigan State 37-10, and a really good Ohio State team 28-9, and a really good Michigan team 25-11. So it's going to be difficult to beat them.
Yes.
The only really time that Penn State and Oklahoma State have really seen each other was at the Southern Scuffle when Penn State got first and OSU got second. So you don't really know. It's kind of hard to gauge when you're looking.
It is.
Because anything can happen. Anyone can wrestle really well. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But yesterday, the focus should be on the senior class, obviously, getting the job done for themselves, securing a win, securing an undefeated season for the 46th time in I guess it's the program history, and then getting the one this year, first since 2005. So that was a big one. And by the way, you just beat your biggest rival in college sports, or in college wrestling, OSU and Iowa. You take down number 3 Iowa, and you do it pretty handily. So a very, very impressive win, and very impressed with Nick Piccinini.
Yes.
Very impressed with Dayton Fix and the seniors as well. And Wyatt Sheets, I mean, no one really, obviously at 165, Chauncey Blaylock got pinned. It was not a good one, and quickly at that. Wyatt Sheets lost 9-5. Caden Feller lost 7-4. So really outside of 165, the Cowboys were never dominated.
Right.
So, but for it to be 12-12 with 4 left and then kind of get out of their way like that, that was a huge win.
Mm-hmm.
Was it louder? I'll ask you. You were there, obviously, last year at Bedlam when Mitchell Solomon and when Kendall Smith hit that 3.
Yeah.
That was deafening. What was louder, that or when Nick Piccinini pinned Spencer Lee yesterday?
I think Bedlam last year was louder. And that might have been just because where I was sitting. I was up at the very top for this duel on Sunday, and I was in the student section for Bedlam, so the sound was obviously coming more towards me. But I think that Bedlam game was the loudest I've ever heard any sporting event.
Well, the Cowboys obviously are going to take a break a little bit. 10 days or a little bit longer, actually, about 3 weeks, and then they head on to Tulsa for the Big 12 tournament. I said earlier, it's kind of, you don't want to get too hard on yourself, but you would think that the Cowboys could go dominate, win most of the weights in the Big 12. I mean, Northern Iowa was competitive, but they took care of Northern Iowa and their duel. OU, I mean, we talked about Sooners plenty. They struggle.
Yeah,
wrestling.
they do.
They really struggle.
They do.
So a good break for the Cowboys. March 9th and 10th, be sure to get to BOK Center to watch them in the Big 12s. And then they head out to Pittsburgh for the national tournament.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure what the dates are, but I imagine it's relatively soon after the Big 12.
It's the
tournament.
21st.
It's the 21st. So they
get a little bit of a break.
So a couple weeks and then Big 12s and then a couple weeks after that. So they got about a month before they have to worry about national. So a great dual win yesterday, as we said. The Cowboys on the diamond also had some success. Not yesterday, but a pretty successful weekend. Took the series from Wright State 2-1. Unfortunately, lost yesterday 4-5. Lost in the top of the 9th. But a good win Friday night, 4-0. And then Saturday, 17-5 win for the Cowboys. 5 home runs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we talked about it on Friday that, maybe to host regionals, when you get into really tough Big 12 play, the thing is sweep the Wright States of the world, beat the Little Rocks.
Yeah.
You're going to have to win against Oral Roberts on Wednesday, or Tuesday, excuse me. But, 2 win and you lose 4-5. I mean, if you can get a series win, you got to be happy for Josh Holliday and the Cowboys.
Yeah, but I just wish they could have gotten the sweep.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is going to be important down the road. We might be looking at it like, man, just imagine if they had swept Wright State, and maybe if that Little Rock game hadn't got canceled and they were able to get 2 wins there, maybe they could have been able to host instead of being on the road or something like that. So, but you got to be happy with a series win, especially one like on Saturday, 17-5, like you said, 5 home runs. They're definitely in good shape, but I just wish they could have held on. Like you said, they lost it in the 9th inning, so I wish they could have just held on, kept that lead, and got the series sweep. But you got to be happy with 2 wins.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some,
Yeah.
but when you can take a series win, you'll take it when you get it. Cowgirls at the Marionette Classic out in Palm Springs start the weekend really well. They go 3-2, but they get that big win over Arizona State. And then they fall to number 14 Arizona 3-0, get shut out, and then lose to Colorado, unranked Colorado State 1-2. So it's kind of like the Cowboys. You win the majority of them, but you would like to see a little more success snap their winning streak. But a good start for the Cowboys, good trip to Palm Springs. Get the week off in the OSU Tulsa Invitational. So good weekend for Oklahoma State Athletics. We're going to take a 47-hour break. We'll see you on Wednesday and talk about everything going on in the sports world. We'll see you then.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
Cast prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.